Welcome to my home. Won't you come in? I think that some part of me has always wanted to do that, to do a house tour where it looked like someone else was filming. There's no one else filming. Turns out you can do this by yourself. It's the 4th of July and this is a very real house tour. We just had our house cleaned on Tuesday. That should mean that our house is super duper clean. It was super duper clean. And then just, you know, life happens. I mowed the lawn yesterday and tracked a bunch of grass in. My cats have been fighting in multiple places, and that sounds bad, but it's not. It's actually one of my favorite things in the world is when my cats wrestle each other. But the side effect of that is that they rip each other's fur out, you know, in a playful way, and then they leave it on the carpet. But I'm gonna take you around my house and show you things and talk to you about them, because I realized I haven't done a house tour since pretty much right after I bought my house, which was in 2017. So let's do it. Yeah, first of all, welcome to my living room. It's actually one big flex space. So it goes all the way to the kitchen. We've got our dining area over here. We have our sitting area over here. This is where we usually hang out in the evenings, watch whatever we're gonna watch lately. It's been the British baking show. That's where we eat dinner. I cannot tell you guys how cool it's been having a dining room table. I feel like it's a very millennials have killed the fill in the blank industry. We killed the dining room table industry, you know? I feel like we all just eat in front of the TV. I am so happy that we have that, because now we look each other in the eye over dinner. I didn't realize it at the time. There's actually it's not super comfortable to lean over your meal the way that you do when you sit at a coffee table to eat. And so sitting upright, my digestion is better. There's just a ceremony around it, and I enforce rules like my mother always did, you know. It's just dinner's ready, there's no dawdling. Okay, we sit down, are very present, we don't have our phones at the table, things like that. So these are some vintage Barcelona chairs that, oh wow, that's ripped now. Huh, I guess we're gonna have to replace those cushions. I like Barcelona chairs because you can do that. You can just replace the cushions, you can just replace the straps. Really the only thing that matters is the bones of it. And these are authentic Barcelona chairs with, you know, the original bones. This is a table that I actually got secondhand from someone who had bought a storage unit, sight unseen. And this was a discontinued IKEA model. And then Mike decided to put these weird legs on it that are made out of pipes. So that's interesting. I also got this rug off of, I think, eBay a long time ago. And it was $200 because it's actually flawed. It's cut off right there and then sewn back together. And so the pattern doesn't really work, but we love her anyway. It's funny because I have what I think is a pretty austere personal style. I'm pretty minimalist in the way that I dress, but the way that I like to decorate my house is very colorful. I'm a big fan of Justina Blakeney. She is the designer mastermind behind the Jungalow in all of its iterations. There is a website / blog. There is an online store, which I do have things from. She has books. I have the New Bohemian's Handbook, which I would highly recommend. I will link below. I love following her on Instagram. She is a fellow Aries. We just love our color, and we love having vignettes of clustered things together, and then also space, letting things breathe. And I should say, we've been in this house now for 2 years, almost on the nose. It was 2 years 3 days ago. We're not eager to decorate the heck out of it. You know, we're not trying to just paint every wall and put our mark everywhere. And as you guys know, I have redecorated my office 3 times. That's kind of my space that I'm in the most. And so that's the place that I've kind of, it's turned over a few times, but in here, this is all still the same original paint. And it's just because it's such a huge flex space that A, it's really hard to commit to a color, B, it's a whole lot of work, and C, I don't know, we kind of like white. So this is a pillow that I made out of a mola from the San Blas Islands in, I think, is that in South America or Central America? I want to say South America. But yes, this is you know, the women there sew these by hand, and I think it's absolutely beautiful, and so I kept that around. This plant right here has been repotted. It was in there with my Majesty Palm that Bruce killed. He killed it because we wouldn't let him outside. We actually had a battle royale with this cat a couple of months ago. He kept escaping over the fence, and now we just let him do it because he was destroying so many things in the house when we would try and keep him from doing it that we just like had to let him win. He's just kind of feral. So yeah, I need a new Majesty Palm. Kind of waiting for Bruce to reimburse me on a Majesty Palm, but I have a feeling he's a little light in the pocket, so. So here is what I would call like our dining room area. I love our table, like I said. This is from, all this is from Home Goods. I bought it basically as like fall decor, and then I just loved the way that it looked. I love that everything is just this brown motif right here, which is interesting because I love contrast, but I also really love sometimes when things are all kind of in the same family. It makes things really cozy. And you can see I've got like a really nice island in the middle. This is what really was like appealing to me about this house. And then I painted that blue just because, I don't know, you get whims sometimes, and that seemed really low stakes. But these are a lot of my own books. It's really a smattering of things. I have way too many cookbooks, but it's really fun to have a lot of cookbooks. But I mean, it's, you know, it's like David Sedaris, J.D. Salinger. I've read everything from Salinger. Salman Rushdie, we got, you know, some Elizabeth Gilbert and things like that. You know, it's not like heavy reading or anything like that. And a lot of the books that I do have, that I read that I love, I keep on Kindle. This is a Russian nesting doll that you can just buy blank ones, and I just painted it to look like a grumpy purr monster. You know, like him. Hey, bud. And then we have, where I'm from Florida. They sell these in like every single gas station, these little alligator heads. They're in various sizes, but I mean, they're no more than like $8, you know? And when I first started dating Mike, like very first started dating him back in like 2013 or so, he didn't believe me. He was like, there's no way that there's just alligator heads that you can buy. And I was like, oh, you must be new here. Because he's from New Jersey. And so I took a trip home, just happened to stop in Mississippi. And of course the truck stop had these, and so I bought him one. And he just like was so over the moon. So this is technically his. I bought this for him as proof that, well, when you come to the Southeast, all the rumors are true. So moving into the kitchen here, there's a lot of things that I want to do. I think that putting a new backsplash in would be a really easy, cool upgrade for in here, but I love our countertops, I love our cabinets, I love that everything is light and bright. Went to Costco yesterday and I bought a gigantic bag of limes, and that is because today I'm going to try and make avocado margaritas because it just sounds really good. I have my soda stream, which is one of my favorite things in the whole world. It also doubles as a tripod, which is great. We did used to have a coffee maker and it died really quickly. It was actually a KitchenAid coffee maker. And for whatever reason, it just started overflowing all over the countertops right before we left for our honeymoon. And so I took it back to Macy's and they gave me a gift card to buy a new one. And we just didn't because Mike and I grew to really, really love using our French press. And it's just great having the counter space back. So this is the air plant from my wedding bouquet. So I pulled this out of there. A lot of it was, you know, flowers that die, but not this guy. I actually want to get one of those really cool metal hangers for it, but I don't know. I was at the Natural Gardener last week and they didn't have one big enough. So isn't she gorgeous though? Oh my gosh, I wish I had those curls. Just want to point out, this is another really cute palm that I love very much, and it has been a major trooper. I love this container that it's in. This is from the store that's called At Home, which is just impossible to use in a sentence. I went to At Home and I bought this. That's just weird. And then this piece of art, it's just one of my favorite things. I don't know, I really love the evil eye. It's just a thing that I like looking at. And this is from Society 6. Most of our art is from Society 6, unless I painted it myself. So this is our bedroom. I'm gonna throw some B-roll in here for some detail while I talk. I'm gonna probably do that throughout the whole video. Our bedspread is from Justina Blakeney from the Jungalow. I painted this room because I was just inspired. Like I said, I had a really clear vision all of a sudden, and it just completely brought everything together. I was so happy. Like, it was like all of my decor that I already had and all of my art and all of my color inspiration was just craving for this rich teal. I saved the paint chip for just such an occasion. Here it is right here. So yes, it is called the Real Teal P470-7 D. It is a bear paint if you like want to go to Home Depot and pick this out or whatever, because I really do feel like it is the color of life. But yes, also Mike bought all of the furniture with his own. I mean, he didn't even like need to ask me or anything. Like, he just bought this, ordered it, and I mean, it just all came pretty much assembled, and I feel like it just adds this like richness to everything. So I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I think that the perception of me a lot of times is because I have, I don't know, very specific particular taste about things, that I'm also very organized. People have messaged me and asked me to do tours of like my fridge or my pantry or my closet because they think that it's going to be this paragon of organization. I'm an Aries sun. There's no earth signs in my chart, pretty much. Organization is not something that comes naturally to me. So we're not gonna open my drawers. And then this is my very elegant catch-all. This is a mirror actually from the brand Umbra, I wanna say. And Leanne has it in her house as well, and she was using it as a tray. And I was like, ooh, because I used to just hang it on the wall, and I was like, tray. Just what I need is an excuse to just set things down in something, but it's better that it's there and not someplace else. I don't hate it. This is another piece from Society 6, and it's like this palmistry guide thing. I think it's really cute. This is my favorite candle, period, like full stop. Voluspot Baltic Amber. You can see it's almost gone, but fortunately they sell it at the grocery store. So my sister got this for me as part of my Christmas. It's just this gigantic quartz. And then my friend Jordan, she brought me over this little baby air plant, and I was like, oh, doesn't he just nestle in there so nicely? So that is what he does. This book right here is called Simple Matters. And it's by Jenny Mustard, who's another YouTuber, and I love her, and I wish that we were friends. Hi, Jenny. Hi. It's funny because I also love her style, which flies in the face of everything that I decorate my house with. I am constantly, and I think that a lot of people can identify with this, constantly in this like push-pull between minimalism and the way that I mean, I'll be honest, when I have to interact with things that are new all the time, which is kind of part of my job, if I do that with every aspect of my life, I tend to feel really empty. I do have to balance that out with having things in my life that are like mine and familiar and old, like worn in kind of. For that reason, I want to be kind of a minimalist. I don't want to just constantly like consume. It makes me feel really crappy. But at the same time, I do love like warm, rich, maximal spaces. And so I'm always in this push-pull between like feeling cozy and feeling abundant and, you know, Jenny Mustard's idea of like very stark minimalism. So I have books on both. So this right here is my rubber plant, which I'm not sure how well it's focusing right now, but it's really dusty. But if like you've ever raised a rubber plant, you know that if you touch those leaves, they're gonna fall off. So like, I just don't. I just let her live. And for anybody who's like, Kackie, rubber plants are toxic to cats. Not all of them. Not this one. I googled the exact like scientific one, plus they don't futz with it. They don't care. And then this, I keep this amethyst next to my bed. I just love her. I love her. I love having this kind of, you know, clarity, sobriety, like third eye, the Ka thing, you know, next to my bed. It feels good. I started reading City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. I don't know how I feel about it, you guys. It's just kind of ditzy. I don't know. Weird angle, but I want to talk about these. I bought these off the Jungalow a while back, and A, I need to like macrame some kind of like drop chain for them, but B, they died. I bought a string of pearls and string of banana plants thinking that they were going to be, you know, like succulents, right? Where you just don't water them, and then they died. And it gave me a lot of anxiety. I don't like killing plants. Mike was like, well, what's that thing coming out of it? And I was like, well, I just stuck a pothos like branch in there from my ones in the bathroom, which I'll show you in a second. And I'm hoping that it roots. But I was like, man, those other ones, the string of pearls and the string of bananas, they really are just so finicky and such divas. He goes, yeah, imagine wanting sunlight and water, Kackie. It's a pretty simple recipe. Anyway, Yeah, I feel kind of bad about that, but the planters are beautiful. Welcome to my bathroom. So the lighting in here is really difficult because there's so much light coming through this window. This is where I take most of my makeup selfies because it's such beautiful, pure, natural light that it makes everything look really incredible without it looking artificial. So, I mean, I don't even have to put filters on it or anything. I put this in here. I love this. This is just this really beautiful, like, you know, rushing water, and someone's really saturated it so it kind of matches the turquoise in the next room. I kind of want to do like a good, like a Jungalow wallpaper back here, just on that one wall. I think it'd be cool. It could be too much, but I'm a little too much. These are these prints that they were like one of the first thing that I bought when I bought this house. Like I saw them on Zoella's channel, and they are boobs and corresponding butts. And I saw them on her channel. She hung them in her bathroom, and they were from Society 6, and I was like, done. Like, take my money. I was like, I need the boobs and the butts. So that's what we have. We have boobs and butts. So this is the master bath, obviously. This is where I do most of my showering and bathing and whatnot. I love our bathtub. I hung these two different kinds of pothos over the bathtub because I just wanted it to feel like a really cozy space, and there's just plants all around it, and I love it. I'll even put like crystals and candles and stuff like that sometimes when I like to take a bath, but I usually take a bath in the winter. Taking a bath in the middle of summer is not ideal. And then this, we have issued a correction on my channel about this already, but I went ahead and repurchased this. This is the, I'm assuming Aesop. Resurrection Aromatique hand wash, and the last one lasted me 2 years, and it is just a really lovely hand soap, and I think it looks really nice on my counter. I'll show you guys my closet, which again, I'm an Aries. It's not a super well organized space, but I don't have that much stuff. I don't have that much stuff. I wanted to do a video where I tried on all of my clothes and got rid of stuff like KonMari style, and then I realized like I don't have that much stuff that I would want to get rid of because I do it so often anyway. My dresser is kind of a different story because it's just full of kind of like ratty basics that I'm like always sort of cycling out, but I don't think that would make a very interesting video. So I have a laundry room, I have a half bath downstairs for like people who are over and don't want to like walk through the bedroom to use our bathroom kind of thing. That's basically the first floor. That's pretty much it. We also walked past my like mural wall, I guess you could call it. It's got a portrait of Ollie and a portrait of Purr Monster that Mike and I painted in one of those like, you know, drink while you paint classes, which was a total blast. And a print from Meow Wolf, which is like an interactive art exhibit immersive experience in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which we went to a couple of Thanksgivings ago, which was wonderful. And then all the other prints are from Society 6. So this is the room. Mike bought this Pottery Barn couch secondhand. We got to meet the people. They were really, really nice. This is a really fantastic couch, and we got a great price on it. This poof right here is actually really funny because Mike was super anti this poof when we were registering for our wedding. We were walking through CB2 and I was like, I love that. And he was like, really? And I was like, I'm putting it on our registry. I think it's great. And it was one of the first things that someone bought for us. And so it got delivered and I put it up here. And I love the way it goes with like the color and everything. But I thought it was so funny because it's like his favorite thing now. He's like, I was completely wrong on the poof. Like the poof is amazing. Mike is also watching Wimbledon right now, because it is July 4th and that is what you do on July 4th, you watch Wimbledon. This is his shiplap wall, which was like, it was a point of contention for a while. It took us a really long time to get this thing actually up. It's, you know, it's just not as easy as like Chip and Joanna make it look, to just hammer some wood up on a wall. Like cutting this stuff to fit and like planing it and sanding it and actually getting it to stay and everything was quite an ordeal. But the whole idea was that I told Mike initially, I was like, I don't want a dartboard in the house because it's just going to put a bunch of holes in the wall. This was his solution, which I think is very elegant and brilliant. But we are glad that she is done. It was kind of a headache. So Bruce is sleeping in the corner. And we have a couple of rooms that I feel like are just not really attended to yet. Mike will usually, like if he's woken up by the dog early in the morning around like 5:30 and he wants to go back to sleep, he wants to go back to sleep in a space where like he's not navigating around the dog as much. And so he'll come upstairs to the guest bedroom and just fall asleep there for a couple of hours. And we also have a couple of guest bathrooms up here. We have a Jack and Jill and also just a regular guest bathroom. And then we come to the spot that you guys are the most familiar with, the place that you see the most often. So welcome to my office. I redid this whole room on my vlog channel. I did the whole step-by-step, pulling everything down up the walls. learning very valuable lessons about oil-based primer. But I hung this. This is actually from Urban Outfitters, and it was such a headache to get this thing. It was, I mean, I was on the phone with customer service and everything because they charged me. They said it was delivered. It was never delivered, and then it finally showed up. But anyway, it is just this really beautiful bamboo-y shower curtain, and it makes a shower curtain? Door curtain, and it makes this really lovely sound when I walk through it, but it's also a really good backdrop, so you don't have to look at the door while I'm filming, which I think is really nice. I had a lot of like plans for this room where I had a lot of very minimalist art plans for the wall and things like that, prints that I bought. And then I ended up pulling most of my stuff back out of the closet once I was done painting and realized that like most of my stuff went with this color of gray that I chose. So I got this paint at the website called Clare, C-L-A-R-E. So this is my light fixture. This is a very common light fixture, especially for people who like the kind of, you know, boho aesthetic. And it's just from Ikea, but I got mine secondhand from a girl who had bought it and then the wiring in her apartment didn't work for it. And so it's like $100. I got mine for $50. So I thought that was cool. This shelf has, you know, all of my makeup on it. It does serve a really nice purpose for, you know, storing things, but also it is just really pretty. I just think it's nice to have it, you know, if you can see it in the background of my videos. And if I pan even further down, you can see that I have my yoga mat and my meditation pillow right here, and I do use both of those pretty regularly. Coming in from this angle, so this is a mess. This is a real house tour. I mean, this is all in progress. I've got a whole pile of Lily Lolo over here. I've got these pillows, I bought these from Target. Like I said in my vlog, I do want to get this couch reupholstered. It's just seen better days. The cats really ruined it. I tried to clean it, it didn't really work. This painting right here was done by my, this is a print of it, but it was done by my friend Carrie. And here, as you'll see, is the true realness of it all. This is what I'm looking at when I'm filming. This is what I see when you guys see me. And this is pretty much the worst that it gets. This is me having filmed a whole lot of not just get ready with me's and full faces, but also the video that just went up on my channel, which is a review of everything. So it was like a roundup of everything that I've used in the last 6 months on my channel. And so that's why there's so much stuff out. This is how I worked in art school too. You would walk into my bedroom and the floor was just covered in all of my art supplies. And it's like the way that I work. I'm just very visual. And so whenever there's long pauses, or like in that video where I was just like making a lot of strange noises while looking for things, it's because it's like one of those I Spy games, you know, the books that you used to get as a kid, the I Spy books. That's what it is. I'm just like, where is my concealer? I mean, I consider myself really, really lucky to be able to do what I do and have access to all of these amazing things. Like there's hundreds of dollars worth of stuff sitting right there, like that, most of which I've bought with my own hundreds of dollars, but still, I'm still lucky enough to be able to like partner with brands that send me things and stuff like that, like especially that right there. That is an entire bin of nothing but Thrive Cosmetics. And you know, a year and a half ago, before I really got into Thrive, I don't think that I would have imagined that I would own every single thing in their entire line. So it's pretty cool. I just think it's pretty cool. So guys, that is where I leave you today on this house tour. That was pretty much the status of everything as it is currently. Decorating is not something that comes super naturally to me. And I know that that might sound surprising because like the spots that I have decorated, I have really like done to death. It seems like something that I'm almost obsessed with, but it's not. I just get these like bursts of energy and then that's it for a while. And so the bedroom, the bathroom, this office, they've seen really good dedicated bursts of energy, but a lot of other places in the house have not. And so it does exhaust me and it does give me a lot of anxiety because it's a lot of decisions all at once, but I do really like the direction that it's all going in. And I do feel like for the amount of house that we have, I could be completely fooling myself, but for the amount of house that we have, I don't feel like we've done a bad job of, you know, curating and like we haven't over collected. That's the worst thing that I would want to do is just fill space to fill space You know, I just don't want to collect a bunch of things just to fill the space. So I am so grateful for this house. I think that like the biggest thing that happened to me when I first moved in here was like after watching it be built, after saving up for a down payment, after doing everything that you have to do, jumping through all the hoops, filling out all the paperwork and everything, basically like, you know, promising the company your firstborn in order to move into this house and finally closing and everything like that. When I sat in this house, I, in all of my insecurity at the time, thought someone surely was going to come and take it all away from me. And I know that that's a pretty common thing when you get something that you've really like manifested, that you've really worked for and that you've envisioned for a long time. You feel like, I don't deserve this, like someone's going to like rebalance the books and they're gonna come over here and they're gonna take this away from me because they're gonna figure out I don't deserve it. And the best remedy for that is just the Brene Brown way. It's just gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I am always so grateful that I was able to afford this house, that I get to live here, and it's just my sanctuary. I love it so much, and that's why I have organized my life in a way that I spend most of my time here. So I hope that this was fun for you guys to kind of get to see where, you know, I spend my time and relax and sort of my mindset behind my decorating and creating a space that I want to be in. Let me know down below some of your favorite decorating resources. You know, there's a lot of blogs and stuff out there and a lot of Instagrams, but I do feel like they are surreal. A lot of times they are just, you know, the same thing that we're used to seeing on social media, where everything's just really, really polished and not very lived in, and it's hard to kind of like see that applied to your space because it isn't really designed to be real. And so, you know, if there are any design resources that you feel like you guys like that like resonate with you, you know, that you've actually like applied in your own life and you feel like are very realistic, please let me know down below. I will link the books and all the links and everything of all the stuff that I mentioned down below if I can find them. And guys, thank you so much for watching today and for hanging out with me. If you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. Would love it if you guys did. I hope you had a fabulous 4th of July if you're in America, and just a lovely week. And I hope you're looking forward to a lovely, relaxing weekend. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.